Yo, what's up guys, Biba Hating, yeah, because this is your first time, and yeah, today we're going to be continuing our music theory series. In case this is the first time you're watching this video or my videos, we've been doing this for the past 2 lessons now, and we've spoken about major scales, minor scale, and yeah, so today we're going to be seeing how we can start using them to make music. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about voicing. Okay, so what do I mean by voicing? Voicing just simply means how you arrange the particular chord that you play to give a different tone, but it's the same chord. Now let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say, for instance, this is a C major. If you've been following us, you see how it sounds. So I can decide to add another root note following my C. Yeah, understand? Following this C, I can decide to add another note under. See, I'm adding more voices to it, so I can decide to add a third also around this side. I can decide to add this one instead. I can change this, put it around here. I can take this instead, delete that, bring this down. I can take this up, I can bring this down. So it's just basically how you want to arrange your chords to play them, and depending on the kind of tone you are going for, because this C, which is the do now, sounds a little bit softer when you take the upper note down, when you take the fifth down. So you see, so that's just basically what voicing is on any chord, just basically how you arrange them. So today I want to also show you guys what we call the seventh. Just like how you have the formula for your major scale, for your major chord rather, which is your 0, 4, 7. So now you're going to add a seventh note, and the formula for adding a seventh is basically 0, 4, 7, 11. So what do I mean? So remember, this will be our 0 on the C. Then we count 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll place the note here. We count 5, 6, 7. Then we'll now do 8, 9, 10, 11. So right now, this is a major seventh. This is mostly used for whiskey type beats, Burna Boy type beat. It's just to give a little bit of that soul feel, if I can use that word, when you're making Afrobeat or whatever kind of beat you're making. So I would advise you always try to add this seventh if you can. See how it sounds without the seventh note, with the 7. Just like how we have major chords, and let's say you want to play this 7th on your minor chord. So now we're going to build a minor 7th. So the formula for a minor 7th chord is 0, 3, 7, 10. Remember, the major 7th is 0, 4, 7, 11. Then for your minor chord now, when you want to add the 7th, it is 0, 3, 7, 10. Okay, so if you want the easier way to also understand it is to take it down to our A minor. Just like I said, the easiest way to learn your major scale is your C major. Just like the easiest way to learn your minor scale is your A minor. So we're going to play that A minor 7th now on an A minor scale, and this is what it sounds like. You see how it sounds really nice. So you can be using this 7th to add more flavor to your chords. You get, this is like a beginner. I don't want us to go into 9th, 10th, 11th. Just stick on this 7th for now, and maybe in future tutorials I'm going to start adding little things for you guys to understand. So let's move on from this place like I've taught you guys. So yeah, so I'm going to be teaching, the next thing we're going to moving into is inversions. So we have the root position, we have the first inversion, and we have the second inversion when you play chord. Now this is the root position of any chord. For instance, do. So now when we move this our root note up, this is going to be the first inversion. When we just take this root note to the upper octave around this side and we play it like this, this is going to be our first inversion. When we take this note and we put it up an octave, this is going to be our second inversion. So we have the root position, the first inversion, then the second inversion. When this one goes up like this, it goes back to our root position. So I don't know if you get that, but if you didn't get that, let's use that. Let's do the same thing on F major, for instance. So let's say this is our root position. Root position meaning our root is starting that chord. You understand? So this is the root position. So a situation whereby this root note goes higher one octave is now like on the fifth. Now this is now the one, the third, and the fifth. This is now the first inversion. Okay, a situation whereby this note, the second, goes back up, and we have the root note in the middle. It is now a second inversion. And when we take this back to this position, this is now the root position. If you don't understand, I would advise you watch this, and you can explore more to understand this better. I'm just giving you guys the basics of what inversions are. So now, using what we have learned, you can see this chord that I just played is a 6-4-2-3 chord progression. Now, what do I mean by 6-4-2-3 chord progression? That is in the number system. In the software notation, it is simply a 6. It is simply a La, Fa, Re, Mi. You get me? So that is what this chord progression is. So, and if you notice, I added a 7th around this play, which, if you remember our formula, because our La in a major scale, because we are creating this beat or this chord in a C major scale. You understand? When you want to make a beat, the first thing you want to do is, what scale do I want to play on? What scale do I want to play this song on? Don't just start making beats. You understand me? So for me now, I want to make this whole song on a C major scale. And another thing, your auto tune, when you are setting the key of your auto tune, it should be the key of your beat. I see many producers making that mistake, and they're just simply guessing the key. The key of your auto tune or whatever tuning plugin you are using is going to be the key of the song or of the whole music that you've created. For instance, if I want to add a auto tune to a vocal into this, I'm going to be using a C major in my key. You understand? So I just wanted to put that out there. So like if you notice, I put in a 7th and I played a normal triad, and I add in a 7th also in our Mi. So now, another thing I like to do when I create beat, for instance, let's highlight all of this and make the whole note long by clicking legato. And if you notice, the notes, they are kind of far from each other. So one thing I like to do is to bring them close. You know, bring them close so that they look like uniform when you look at it. So this is what we have so far. So that's what we have so far. So I just quickly drag in a simple loop just to, like, you know, layer them with this chord progression that we have created, and they all sound just like this. So some of you will ask, like, how are we going to add melodies now? Let's say you want to add melodies. So I'm going to advise you use your pentatonic scale when you are adding melodies. I know now you're going to be like, which one be pentatonic scale again? Pentatonic scale is just simply your 1, your 2, your 3, your 5, and your 6 in your major scale, which means your Do, your Re, your Mi, your So, and your La. You can use those notes to, like, play around when you're making your chord, your melodies for your chords that you've just played. So we're not trying to make something extraordinary, just for explanation purposes. So yeah, remember I told you guys our pentatonic scale is a 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So let's create a pentatonic scale. So this is a 1, right? This is a 2. This is a 3. Skip the 4, 5, 6. So this is what we'll be using to create our melodies, so we can just highlight this, right? We can bring it down. We can take this up as well. So yeah, now let's go back to the main piano that we want to use to play those melodies. This one is just for reference. That's the up one I just showed you guys. So let's say, for instance, I want to see this as a ghost note, those things you see on FL Studio. So I can click that, I hold on shift, click on this as well, and you see it's going to appear as a ghost note, meaning my focus. I have to click on this focus, because if you don't click on it, it's going to just be showing you the two of them, and it can be confusing. Focus means I want to focus on a particular MIDI. So for instance, I want to focus on this empty one and not this one. I just want to use this one as my reference, which is the up one here. You see, when you come, it shows you a light to show you that, okay, you want to focus on something. So we can just create a random melody using our pentatonic scale. So like I said, we're not trying to create something amazing, just for tutorial purposes. So you can be creative with this. You can even do something better than this. I'm just trying to show you guys a cheat on how you can start making your melodies. Instead of you thinking what to play, just try to come up with something nice when you're in your major scale using your 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and your pentatonic scale for your minor scale is your 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. That is in case you are creating that particular song on a minor scale, but we for now are creating it on a major scale. And some of you might ask, oh, how are we going to add in bass? Bass is just quite straightforward. Bass is just simply going to be following your root note, and I think I've explained this before. So instead of going full into details, I put in a link on the right hand side. You can click that link above and go watch my bass tutorial on how to play bass into your song. So this is just basically whack beats that we can come up with, just to explain to you guys what this whole stuff is all about. So I think I have basically explained enough for now, so we can move on with other lessons, and maybe with few I'll be chipping in little music theory lessons as time goes on. But for my poll I put few days ago, I realized many of you want to see also a vocal mixing tutorial. So that's going to be the next thing we're going to be talking on. And I hope you've enjoyed the series so far, and I hope this has helped to improve a little bit of your knowledge, because we are not done, like I said. But for now, we're going to stop here and add one or two things as time goes on. Just and one other thing, one advice: when you're learning, don't just watch the video, these 3 videos, and no, when you watch these 3 videos that I've showed you guys, you do explore more, watch other videos, read other books, and just to get more knowledge. You can always come back to these videos if you're having any issues, or you can comment in the comment section about whatever issue you're having. Like I always do, I always make sure I respond to everybody. And yeah, my DMs are open on Instagram as well. You can send me a DM and tell me what issues you're having, and yeah, we can solve it together. So I think for now we should be done with the series, but like I said, I'll be adding more tutorials and basically teaching you guys how to play chords on a song. I think that is going to be a nice tutorial as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Tell me your thoughts, if this is nice or not. Let me know so we get better, because yeah, that's the purpose of making tutorials, so I can get better and you also can get better. So yeah, remember to stay positive, and positive things will always happen to you. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.